Happy to be here to talk about the role of AI in network resiliency. Resilience is so important as part of what we have to do today to keep our businesses operational rather. So I'm really excited to get into this topic. So let's just jump right in. Okay, so what happens when the network goes dark? I'm wondering if anyone out there looked at their screen for a second, thought, "Hey, what happened here?" But I'm here. I just wanted to do that for effect. But let's really talk about what happens when the network goes dark. And here's an example of something that you might remember. So in October of 2021, billions of people suddenly lost access to Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. And it wasn't because of a cyber attack. It wasn't because of a hardware failure. It was actually because of a misconfiguration in how Facebook actually connects to the internet. It was a routine update that actually removed or accidentally removed Facebook's BGP, or their border gateway protocol routes, from the global internet. So you think of this like a GPS deleting your home address. If GPS doesn't know how to get you home, it's not going to take you home. So suddenly, no one could reach Facebook's servers. The downtime was more than 6 hours. And so that's 6 hours of global blackout, 6 hours of operational paralysis, and an estimated $100 million in losses. And even worse, the tools that they needed to fix the problem were also down because those ran on the same infrastructure that had just disappeared. Like they weren't useful. Now, the last stat here, $9,000 a minute being the average cost of critical network downtime. Obviously, that's much more than the $100 million that was reported in this incident. But this stat comes from IBM's cost of data breach report. And they say the average cost of critical network downtime is $9,000 a minute. That's a lot of money. So let's pause for a minute and ask ourselves a question. What if AI had been watching in this case? Could it have maybe flagged the risk or predicted the outcome perhaps? Or best case, or maybe worst case scenario, automatically roll back the change before the world went dark? Now, unfortunately, we can't rewind the tape and undo what happened over 3 years ago. But the good news is we can look ahead. And that's what today is all about. We want to explore the power of AI to make our networks stronger, smarter, and more resilient by design. So what's this keynote all about? What in the world is Tia going to talk about today? So first thing we want to do is make sure we're on the same page with resilience. Like, what does it mean today? Then we'll talk about AI and modern networks. We'll get into a bit of the cyber lens and what that means for network stability, because that's the world I live in. Get into some real world applications, talk about humans in the loop, and then what you can do after everything that we've talked about today. So let's talk about resilience. If you've ever heard me speak before, I love a good quote, especially when I'm talking about technology and the quote has nothing to do with technology. So Adam Grant is an organizational psychologist, and this is a quote from him on resilience, not related to business, not related to technology. This is related to human resilience, but I find it really relevant to all resilience, operational, regardless of what we're applying it to. But Adam says resilience is not resistance to suffering. It's the capacity to bend without breaking. So it's not about preventing things from happening or stopping things from happening. It's about hanging in there when they do. And there's a bit of acceptance that comes with that. Like, we have to accept that things will happen. We have to accept that failures will happen. We have to accept that breaches will happen. We have to have, like this says, the capacity to withstand whatever it is and ensure the survivability of our critical systems. And the moral of the story here is bend, don't break. I'm also, in addition to my day job, the owner and head coach of a women's tackle football team. And I played tackle football for about 12 years. And my mentality was always bend, don't break, bend, don't break, live to fight another down, live to survive for the next play. And that's how we have to think about our networks.